Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Talkative Sports News, episode 10, where we give the best, the freshest, the brightest takes on all football, or I guess the Americans like to call it soccer, takes on Europe and, just in general, mostly Europe. Sometimes we might do some MLS takes here and there. We did the story on Messi and the revenue that he was generating for the MLS and whatnot. If it's hot like that, we'll do it. But so far, mostly European sports, European football takes, and this is the best in the United States of America. Thank you for joining me. Whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, I appreciate you. And without you, I don't exist. So thank you all. And please like, share, subscribe, comment, would be much appreciated. Yeah. So without further ado, we have more than a few, but not too many hot topics to discuss with you all. And we'll start with Matheus Cunha and Ange being 007 agents. What do I mean by 007? Matheus Cunha has 0 goals, 0 assists in the first 7 games. Ange has 0 wins and 0 clean sheets in his first 7 games in charge of Nottingham Forest. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Let's start with Matheus Cunha. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. If you go back and look at our Talkative Sports episode from season 3, when we addressed the fact that Manchester United's, I think one of their first purchase was Matheus Cunha. And we talked about this. And I said, I would be shocked if he's an instant hit in Man U. Because that's the kind of player that Matheus Cunha has been. It took him 2 seasons to get it going, to really get it going at Wolves. Like, the first season, you could see the potential. It was there. I mean, I remember watching one of his best performances under Wolves in his first season was against Manchester United. I mean, he literally just bullied them throughout the entire game. Dribbled past them, did whatever he wanted, just couldn't score in that game. And then that kid became a repetitive thing throughout that season. He would play so well in so many games, just not score. And then the next season, okay, he scores 15 goals, 7, 8 assists. You're like, okay, maybe he's coming along pretty well. But then the move to Manchester United, so soon, I wasn't convinced. I was not convinced. I didn't think he would score over 10 goals. I may be wrong about that still. But this 007 starting out, not surprised even one bit. I knew he would struggle. He may turn it around, but I knew for a fact it's going to be a struggle. I knew Mbeumo would be a hit instantly because of the kind of player that Mbeumo is, the kind of system he's from. He will find a way to impact the match, scoring a goal, assisting, or drawing a penalty. He's done all 3 of those already this season. What has Matheus Cunha done? Even Benjamin Sesko has done more for Manchester United this season than Matheus Cunha. All he's done is get injured. Hey, I give the hottest takes, man. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Please comment. Tell me what you think, Manchester United fans. Are you satisfied with Matheus Cunha's performances? Does he play hard every single time he's on the pitch and can't seem to produce anything? And yet Mason Mount comes walking back from an injury. Instant production. Benjamin Sesko gets put into the starting lineup. It took him 2 games. But after that, he scored in back-to-back Premier League games. I don't know. I may be wrong. He might get his 007 license revoked. But for now, he's a special agent in charge at Manchester United. Same goes for Ange. I would argue it's worse for Ange. I would argue it's much worse for Ange. At least Matheus Cunha has been involved in wins for Manchester United, not scoring or assisting, fine, whatever. But he still looks sharp. He still looks like Matheus Cunha. You know, he's still doing his thing. He's just not productive. But Ange, my God, where do I begin with Big Ange, man? Ange, listen, man. This is it for you, man. If you fail here, you're done. Like Potter. Potter gonna have to go to Estonia or Latvia or Slavia Prague. I don't know if the FA still recognizes Russia. But he's going to have to go somewhere. The Championship, Derby County, although Frank Lampard, shout out to you in Derby County. You're killing it. League One, Liga Santander, Serie B, Bundesliga B or C. Graham is done at Premier League. He's finished. So I believe. Ange, you are very close to Graham already. Because at least Graham, he brought Brighton up from the Championship and managed to keep them up and on good playing levels. But Ange, what have you done? You took over Tottenham. First season looked pretty good, on a very good run. And then you kind of faltered towards the end, but you finished strong. Second season, what happened? Finished 16th. It's a reality, man. I think you finished below Man U, even though you beat Man U in the Europa League final. And you talked about, mate, and just remember, the third season is always better than the second season. You didn't even get to see no third season, broski. They got you out of there quicker and they got Graham Potter out of there. At least Graham Potter was already inheriting a crapshoot. West Ham were in free fall even before Graham Potter got there. So they were just hoping Graham Potter would do anything. But unfortunately, Graham Potter couldn't fix what was already broken. But you, my friend, you inherited a very good situation. You inherited a fairly good squad, good players. I mean, look at what Thomas Frank is doing with similar players, even though plus Kudus and Javi Simon, Matistel. But there's not that many. Okay, Paulinho. But the core of that team is the same core that you had. And what did you do? You did win a Europa League final, I'll give you that. But what did you do in the league? Finish just above relegation? That's not going to cut it. This Nottingham Forest team is too good to watch what you are doing to them in real time. You're crumbling their spirits. You're unraveling them from the inside out. And you're in trouble. Don't let me tell you that, but Big Ange. Moving on, what is the problem with Liverpool? Is the problem with Liverpool Florian Wirtz and the summer signings? Or Arne Slot and the OG crew? Let's tap into this a little bit. Because yes, I did not include Florian Wirtz in the 007 agents. Here's why. The 007 agents, it's in their hands whether they are 007 or not. I don't think it's Florian Wirtz's fault. I really don't. He's one of the hardest working midfielders in the Premier League. He's created he's top 3 in chances created in the Premier League. Cunha is not up there in chances created. So that's why it's on him. He needs to do better. But Florian Wirtz, oh, my guy has been everywhere, doing everything. I mean, I don't know what they expected from him. Did they expect for him to have 5 goals, 6 assists already? In his best season ever, he had 11 goals and 11 assists. I repeat, in his best season ever, he was 11 and 11. I will admit, every goal and assist looked great and special. But it's not like he was pumping you out here 15 assists and 16 goals. Or 20 goals, 15 assists. It's really on Slot and Liverpool. You paid 100 and something million for a player who in his best season, 11 and 11. And he looks to be still at his peak performance like he was in Leverkusen. He's one of the hardest working midfielders. You can see it by his win-back percentage, which we don't like to talk about, but that's in modern football. That's very, very, very important, especially when it comes to generating easy chances. And he's still top 3 in chances created. So whose fault is it really? Whose fault is it really? Virgil van Dijk doing the twerk pose while Caicedo blasts the ball into the net. Ibrahim Konate stretching and scoundering after a simple Garnacho. Robertson, it was Robertson. I think they subbed off Kirkes. Robertson can't keep an 18-year-old in check. Alexander Isak, I don't even know if he played against Chelsea in that game. I don't even know where he was. Mo Salah, I just think Mo Salah misses Trent. And then you want to play Conor Bradley over Frimpong. You this slut, man. You this slut. Be very careful. Be very careful, man. Look, Conor Bradley, he's a cool kid. I don't think he's that good, but he's a serviceable player. Frimpong is a difference maker. Yeah, I don't care about his defensive. Trent wasn't that good defensively either. Don't tell me you bought Frimpong to play defense. I don't want to hear that. We're not doing that. This man was a right wing back at Leverkusen. However much money you spend on him, you're not going to tell me he's not good defensively. Why did you buy him then? Why did you buy Frimpong then? He's a difference maker going forward. I'll even say he's a better defender than Trent. Slightly better, not that much, slightly better. Because of his recovery rate and his speed. But he's such a difference maker going forward. But you don't want to accept that. Oh, Conor Bradley, oh my God. What did Conor Bradley do but get a yellow card against Chelsea? Chelsea had a left back and a right back playing center back. And that's for half of the second half. For most of the game, Chelsea had a player who had barely played until the game before in the Champions League, and another player, an 18-year-old, who hadn't played since Crystal Palace, the first game of the season. And you want to tell me what? It's Wirtz? You're kidding yourself. It's Slot and Liverpool. Something is wrong. Fundamentally, philosophically, something is wrong. They need to figure it out. And stop blaming these players that you bought for 100 million. He didn't sell himself for 100 million, bro. You bought him for 100 million. It's on you. Now we move on to the same game. Red Card FC. Look, I'm happy we won. Please don't get this twisted, please. Let me just outline this right now before people come at my neck. Pause. I'm more than elated and ecstatic we won. The 18-year-old got his first goal at the bridge. The fans absolutely adore him. But Enzo Maresca, I told you what would happen if you went 4 red cards in a row. 4. Now you had to get involved. You had to get your own red card. What did I say, people? You're either coaching or condoning it. And from what I've seen from these 4 games, finally being the one in Liverpool, he's a little more than condoning it. He may not be like coaching it, but he's more than condoning it. Absolutely. He's more than condoning it. I'll say it again. I don't think he's coaching it because that would be, I don't even want to think about that. But he's definitely more than condoning these players getting red cards. And if this continues to happen, it will come back to haunt us. I promise you, Enzo Maresca, this will come back to haunt us. If you don't nip this in the butt right now, we're not going to win anything this season. I promise you that. We may finish top 4, we may finish 5th, but if you don't nip this red card issue, we're not going to win any titles. None. Zilch. How do you expect to win with 9, 10 men on the pitch? How do you expect to win without your coach out there? How do you expect to win with everyone walking on eggshells in the second half because they're afraid that someone is going to get a red card? We got to nip this in the butt, Enzo. You're not helping by getting yourself a red card. You're not helping. It shows me you're more than condoning it. You may not be coaching it, but you're more than condoning it. And you need to stop and nip this in the butt before it comes back to haunt us. Moving on, is Moises Caicedo, aka my Swiss Army man, is he actually the best CDM in the world? Now, y'all know how I feel about Caicedo. He outplayed the Liverpool midfielders. I'll give him that. Well done. Job well done. You outplayed Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, all of them. McAllister, I didn't even know that McAllister played. You outplayed all of them. You did your thing. You were aggressive. You were phenomenal with your decision making. You didn't really give the ball away. Didn't really foul much either. It was probably the most impressive game of the season. My question is, you say you want to level up to the guys, and I like your response. You are not Kante. No. You are not Makelele. No. You might be Essien-esque. Definitely better than John Obi Mikel. I'll give you that much. But you are not Kante and you are not Makelele. But you can. You have a chance. This Liverpool game, for me to start speaking of you like that, those of the Kantes, the Makaleles, I would even argue Mika Balak. You are not even Mika Balak yet. But for you to start putting yourself in those high esteems, we need to see Liverpool 9 times out of 10 games. We need to see that Liverpool game replicated from you 9 times out of 10 games. I'll repeat again. We need to see the Liverpool performance 9 times out of 10 games, Caicedo. I can't watch that every now and then and be like, you're the best in the world. Right now, you are one of the best in the world. I'll give you that. I'll accept that. But you need to back it up, man. We can't have you going back. Ain't no going back. We're not going back. Okay. And our last topic of the day, Amorim for life. Ruben Amorim for life, eh? Sir Jim Ratcliffe recently said on a podcast that Ruben Amorim has 3 years to prove himself. I hope they give him 5 years. Give him more years. Since you think that give him more years. Give him a 7-year contract. Give him a Chelsea player contract. Give him a 7-year deal. Please, Manu, please. Give him a 10-year deal. I'm Amorim in. I don't know about y'all, but I am totally Amorim in. I mean, they just come off a big performance, a big win against a newly relegated side. You're going on to play a good team. I think Liverpool. So yeah, I'm Team Amorim. I don't know about you, Man U fans, but I am Team Amorim 1000%. Give him a Chelsea player contract to 10 years. Give it to him. Might as well, in January, give him a new deal. Give him a new deal in January. And with that, folks, that brings me to the end of our show. Yeah, I know. It's short, I know. But I don't want to bore you guys with my talking, you know. I can talk for hours and hours and hours, and then I'm sure you're already bored by now. So I have to end it at some point, right? But please, like, comment, share. Thank you so much for listening to me talk and yap. Thank you. And Talkative Sports will be back next week with, I believe it should be episode 3? Yeah, episode 3. So we will be back. But thank you for joining me once again on another episode of Talkative Sports News. Peace.